Hi, Amazing Johnathan here. You can catch me Thursday on Backstage Talk with comic Michele LaFong.
Thank you.
So you were at the Harmon Theater, and
Right.
this is, how many years have you been in Las Vegas
This
now?
is my 13th year.
Wow.
Yeah, I am the longest running comic magician in the history of Vegas.
Is that true?
Yeah, Penn and Teller I have them by I think 6 months. Yeah. So,
No
yeah, I
kidding.
can say that.
That's a
Yeah.
big claim to fame
I wish I could
to
say
have.
comic and just drop the magician part.
I know exactly
Yeah.
what you mean. Me
Yeah.
with the ventriloquist thing, and
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. So
I take the recession personally.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
I can understand that. I really can.
I do. It feels like it's personal, you know? It feels like here I am selling out 500 seats a night, and now I'm fighting to get 100 people a night in there, and I'm like, this isn't fun.
Do you know why?
You know, I go back on the road, though, and it's
exactly
killer, you know?
Exactly.
I love it.
It's a Las Vegas thing, and it's because there's so many shows giving away their tickets.
Right.
And they really are. I mean, even big shows are doing more than 2 for 1. Sometimes they're just giving the seats
I went the
away.
other way. I always go on the other way when that stuff like that happens. If someone says, you know, you should lower I double it. So I'm up to Cirque du Soleil prices now. I'm $69, you know. To Cirque du Soleil, you can get in for half
For
price.
free.
Yeah.
You can get in for free.
You
if
can get in for free.
Yes.
We don't say that,
Yeah,
though.
no. Only if
you
you're
don't want
in the
clowns
know.
on you don't want clowns on your front lawn in the middle of the night throwing juggling torches through your window.
Especially clowns I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only allow the clowns I
I
know.
always did a Halloween party. You know that.
I've been to your Halloween
I have
parties,
really,
and they're awesome.
Really crazy Halloween parties. And I did them for 5 years, and I figured I'm doing everything illegal. I have no liquor license. I have no nudity on stage cabaret license. I have no fire marshal inspecting my haunted house. Everything was totally illegal. And I got away with it for 5 years, and I figured, you know what? I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. I'm quitting. So last year I didn't have one. You know, I am doing another one at the Plaza, but it's not going to be the same party. It's going to be
Yeah, you're going to charge now.
Well, yeah. Well, I can't have girls hanging from their with hooks like I did at the last one. The last one I had
Man,
girls.
was that awesome.
Oh, it was awesome. And
I've been hurting ever since.
There's blood. There was blood everywhere. We were just wiping up blood, and girls getting whipped on stage, and just it was crazy. I mean, I even looked at it and went, I didn't book this, did I? You know, it's one of those things like you hear it and you say, oh yeah, booked them. But when you see it, it was horrendous.
It shows how sick you really are, Johnathan.
It kind of does. But when I showed the
You
Plaza,
do. You have a sick
I am.
sensibility.
I'm very sick. I am. I have no morals. I'm morally bankrupt. When I showed the Plaza the party tapes, they were corporate guys in a big room looking at girls screwing on stage dressed like clowns and putting rubber chickens up each other's ass.
Yes.
So they said, you know, we can't do any of this, right? I'm like,
How did you get it then?
How did I get what?
How did you get back through to
well,
corporate
they
people?
they loved it, but they knew they couldn't do it. So I said, I'll do something I do something legal version of it, and they went, yes. So, but the guy wanted midgets. The president of the Plaza. No, he just has a thing for midgets. So I told him there'll be a lot of midgets. So now I got to go.
funny.
Now I got to go find midgets. You know. And they're working on Halloween's the only time they can't find midgets is on Halloween. Try to find a midget on Halloween, man. You can't.
You know what? I thought it was just me looking.
No.
I had no idea that this was a national
that is
problem.
a big money day for them, you know. They bank on that day for the rest of the year. Yeah.
Wow.
They're like the squirrels. They store their nuts in their cheeks until the winter.
Now, okay, so what were you saying?
Oh, about Jeff Dunham.
Yes.
They asked him to take pictures with all of his dummies on stage once, one of the club owners, and he said to them, they don't do that. Like
he's their representative, and like they're people.
He has no choice.
And,
like if they did it, he forced them to do it, he'd be killed by them in the dressing room. He'd be ripped apart.
Do you know what? Stranger things have happened.
No, you know what? They really haven't, Michelle. They really, really haven't. You know, Copperfield's a ventriloquist, and
he is not.
He is, and this is what he does, and this is not a lie. He'll call me from on stage, and he'll be talking to me with his Bluetooth phone while he's on stage, and his back is turned toward the audience, and he doesn't have to be doing anything. He'll call me and say, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm saying, "Are you on stage?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm on stage right now. I have to stop doing this." I'm like, "Yeah, you got to stop doing that." He says, "Oh, I make dinner reservations and everything on stage."
Really?
Yeah, he talks, and then he can talk without moving his lips, and he can talk on his Bluetooth.
How come he doesn't do that in his show?
He does it during his show
No, I mean with a puppet.
because then he would be.
Yes.
Yes.
The stigma.
Da-da-da-da.
The stigma.
Review Journal printed a story saying Amazing Johnathan is a racist. Question mark, like is the Amazing Johnathan.
Is he a racist?
Yeah. Well, and then they went on to say how I am by using the N-word on stage. I said I could use the N-word on stage if it's done right, if it's proper.
So you did it in context.
Yeah, I did it in context, and so they wanted an apology. The Sahara wanted
Wait,
an
first
apology.
say what happened because
Well, I agreed with Michael Richards. I said Michael Richards was right in what he did. He didn't do it right, and he did it out of hatred, which
now
is wrong.
explain that you think why it was right.
If somebody's screwing with your job, and you're allowed to do whatever you want. I mean, it's open field. It's open for hunting when someone screws with your show. It's trying to bring your show to a standstill. You can say whatever you want to a person.
Hang on a second. Don't you think that it's up to the club to, at a certain point, when somebody is out of control,
but they don't do that.
Security should come.
They don't do that.
Well, they should.
They
and
should.
Sometimes
but
they
in
do.
Michael Richards' situation,
No,
they
they didn't.
And they let this guy stand up there yelling stuff at him, and Michael Richards had the right to say whatever he wanted to him as long as he was clever about it.
But
and
he wasn't. He was angry.
He wasn't. He was angry, and he used the N-word, and it didn't sound right. However,
didn't sound right.
It didn't sound right. However, if I were Michael Richards, I wouldn't have apologized for it anyway, even if it wasn't right. Because it was his true feeling that he was saying that. He was saying it out of hatred. He hated this guy. And so I don't think that you should apologize for everything. It's when you apologize that people, they jump on you even more. When you apologize, you make yourself look even more wrong. If you stand by what you say and say, you know what? Yeah, I tell racist joke. I tell them with my friends. I tell them I don't do it, and I might not do it on stage, but I do it in my private life. Who cares? Everyone does. If you hear a racist joke, you tell it. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. I'm not a politician. I'm a comic. You know what I mean? And I stand by what I say.
Don't you think that's more of a male thing? That
No.
guys will never admit that they were wrong?
Yeah, but
and
it's
because
a guy
they figure.
Well, it's a guy thing to just putting your foot in your mouth. It's a guy thing, yeah. Just doing it. And I've never heard a girl apologize for any racist remarks she's ever made. But I'm saying that I tell racist jokes all the time. I like telling
Not
them.
like that, though.
Anything. The worst possible racist jokes doesn't mean anything.
No, but it's not filled with hatred.
No, it's a joke. It's filled with laughter.
Right.
And so it's.
You weren't shocked
Sam
by this at all.
They said to Sam Kinison, "We hear you do heroin." They're all over him for doing heroin. Yeah, look, what he said was, "I love heroin. I do it all the time. It makes me feel good." What are they going to do after that? They went away. They didn't harp on it. They went away because he diffused it.
Yes, but that's more about him than it is to say. I mean, you know how it is, Johnathan. I mean,
I'm not politically correct. I think you should be able to tell a racist joke if you want to tell a racist joke. And it doesn't hurt anybody. It's a joke.
I understand that, and that's. But you're not filled with hatred.
I'm not filled with hatred at all. And I like black people. I like everybody. And I hate everybody too. I mean, if there's this guy that I hate that happens to be black, it's not because he's black.
Right.
It's because
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I mean, they wanted me to apologize for what I said, and then to me, that's great. If someone asked me to apologize for it, I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that.
So hard.
No, I have. I've been waiting for that chance. And the Sahara came up to me and said, well, you have to apologize for what you said. And I went, okay, I'll give you a written apology. So I wrote this. I'll apologize for what I said when black people stop talking in movie theaters, when Jewish people aren't so cheap, and when Chinese people learn to drive. That was my apology.
And what happened?
And I never heard from him again, as a la Kennison. I never heard
Really?
another remark. No, because they don't want to talk to me anymore. It's like he's going to say something worse next time.
So they didn't kick you out?
They didn't. They kicked me out. No, I said I'm a comic. I tell jokes. I'm not. You don't listen to what I say seriously. What I say is not going to change the world. I'm some prop comic on the stage at the look how popular Ed Sullivan show was with all the great variety acts.
Oh, fantastic!
After he went off the air, you lost half of the variety acts. You never see people doing shadow puppets, or you never see any of that stuff anymore on TV. So now here comes America's Got Talent, who has the smarts enough to use variety acts again. They're the #1 show.
Right.
So what does that tell you? Well, you don't think that other shows would take that little
Right.
germ of information and use it?